Unpopular opinion, boss bitch mentality is absolute garbage. Let's find out why this trend has gained popularity. But in order to do that, we will explore its shortcomings and advocate for kindness over the superficial appeal of assertiveness. If you don't know what a boss bitch is, no offense to strong, independent women all around the world, but she is kind of a strong, independent woman. For some, the boss bitch has become a symbol of empowerment. We also discover its flaws when diving deeper into this persona. Let's see. A boss bitch is focused on material success. She chases money and power. To her, financial gains and career milestones are the primary achievements. Sometimes, this singular focus overshadows the values of a fulfilling life. The pursuit of material prosperity is not wrong if combined with meaningful connection. The problem is when it becomes a sole purpose. Then it is shallow and devoid of other significant aspects of human existence. Financial gains and climbing the corporate ladder may disconnect anyone from the real satisfaction work can give. Making money is often prioritized over healthy relationships, fulfilling experiences, and personal growth. But happiness is never synonymous with acquiring possessions. Pursuing wealth may lead to chasing more and never feeling like it's enough. A boss bitch might even consider only external recognition. When you cultivate the need for validation only from sources outside yourself, this results in low self-esteem. External validation is temporary and unpredictable. It shouldn't matter, since control over external opinions is limited. Individuals who rely on it also tend to neglect self-acceptance. On the other hand, an open-hearted, soft soul knows that true fulfillment goes way beyond material success. It is a consequence of self-discovery. It is also a joy derived from helping others. Indeed, material possessions matter, but they are not prioritized over important aspects like emotional well-being and authentic relationships. It's okay to try your best as a woman. It's normal to be competent, doing things right, and so on. But this trend is a take-no-prisoners mentality. It advocates only the relentless pursuit of personal goals at the expense of others. Meanwhile, the pursuit of genuine success is only fulfilling when achieved through the cultivation of kindness and compassion. What happened to integrity? One finds no meaning without it, no matter how much you wish to succeed. Real empowerment and strength comes from staying faithful to ethical standards even when facing challenges and temptations. Most times, a boss bitch will choose independence over connection. Truth is, that kind of independence equals loneliness. Focusing on individual success leads to isolation. It creates distance from any meaningful connection. It is a lonely path, not only due to the constant strife for dominance. A boss bitch celebrates a bold and unapologetic approach to life. She thrives on competitive edge. This mentality pushes her to outshine, outsmart, and outmaneuver her peers, being ultra-competitive to other women. She also competes with men in traditionally male-dominated spaces. Such ambition may be perceived as threatening and labeled too masculine. Sometimes she will be tempted to trade authentic intimacy for casual encounters. A boss bitch will think she is empowered if she has casual sex with everyone and never needs a man for anything, except maybe sex. In turn, those who stick to traditional gender bias will perceive a boss bitch as promiscuous and lacking self-respect. They might even misinterpret her professional success and confidence, making harmful assumptions about her character. That can influence a woman's ability to find potential partners for a committed traditional relationship. Most of the time, masculine men avoid long-term relationships with this type of woman, not because of her confidence, but because of her behavior. To put it plainly, strong, independent women are mistaken when applying their work attitude to their dating lives. When facing this approach, men feel distant, but not because they cannot handle a successful woman. Actually, men are drawn to kindness, playfulness, and warmth, which are traditionally feminine traits. They also find confidence appealing. The problem is when someone brings their emotional luggage into their dating lives. Men dislike behaviors like being criticized or judged. They also avoid controlling women and those who talk to them in a condescending manner. A boss bitch uses all of these so-called strategies to be successful at work. She doesn't realize that in a dating setting, the same attitude will drive most of the masculine men away. Here's a hard truth. Men are turned off by women who who act like they don't need anyone. It's the same when a woman brags or when she is always telling him what to do. Constant nagging and arguing won't win a man's heart. Unfortunately, a strong, independent woman will feel entitled to this behavior when dating. She feels this way precisely because she knows the sacrifices she made to be able to make it on her own. To some degree, the pursuit of a man seems trivial to her. However, the absence of a loving partner will leave anyone feeling incomplete. The most important thing is missing, and that is the joy of building a shared future. Pause the video and think about it for a while. Who would you be without any authentic connections? That is how it feels to be alone in the world. Sometimes the reluctance towards the prospect of motherhood might make a boss bitch incompatible as a partner. It becomes an endless vicious circle because at least 3 aspects can trigger such reluctance. First, there's the fear of compromising independence. Second, the focus on personal achievements. Third, the differences in mindset make it hard to find a partner that aligns with her lifestyle, desires, and ambitions. By comparison, embracing your femininity as a woman means to be vulnerable. It means to agree and believe that kindness is not a sign of weakness. Feminine women appreciate and choose an authentic relationship and place it above other shallow connections. They also know how to be resilient through adversity. The kind-hearted woman draws strength from all her supportive connections. She feels comfortable accepting help. That is why she is much more appealing to a masculine man who wants to feel useful and be helpful. Here's another question. Does women sticking up for each other also sound like some sci-fi fantasy? Sometimes women are expected to hate each other. It's quite common even in the workplace. For example, some expect women to hate each other so much that they can't conceive of girls talking at work or outside of it. While the competitive approach may yield short-term gains, it risks breeding a toxic environment that erodes relationships and undermines the potential for genuine collaboration and support. The worst part is that you see this normalized in the media so frequently, and you actually start questioning values like embracing a kind-hearted soul, recognizing the power of empathy, understanding, and cooperation. To a boss bitch, these are all overrated. Unfortunately, this path leads to more stress and eventually burnout. By contrast, a kind-hearted individual will possess a lot of emotional intelligence, which helps navigate complex social situations and contributes to a positive society. A person focused on generosity will understand that humanity needs connection to thrive. When combined, things like gratitude practice, acts of kindness, and compassion have a ripple effect. By living in isolation and with an individualistic mindset, a boss bitch misses the opportunity of a nurturing environment. There's also a pressure to maintain a flawless appearance and meet unrealistic standards. You see it all on social media channels, and it's obvious. Being a boss bitch that does it all by herself can eventually take a toll on mental and physical well-being. Of course, any woman deserves to feel empowered through her resilience, capability, and confidence. The real problem with the boss bitch mentality is that it is just pretending to empower women. It makes them work more and chase the wealth and power illusion while leaving them isolated and unfulfilled as feminine archetypes. In the grand scheme of things, the strength derived from having a kind-hearted soul, contributing to society, and embracing a rich emotional life is far more empowering. Next time, when you feel tempted to tell yourself things like, "I can do it all alone," or "I've got this," pause for a second and ask yourself this: how does changing your own light bulbs or building a fence by yourself have a positive impact on the collective well-being of society? Women are getting the short straw here. Not only do boss bitches have to agree that men can obtain intimacy free from any commitment from them, a boss bitch must also achieve all these ridiculous external markers of success, such as wealth, power, and status all by herself. This just doesn't seem fair. In a good world, both men and women have to contribute to society and work together, not against each other. I mentioned earlier that without an authentic connection, you risk missing out on the joy of building a future and struggling with loneliness and anxiety. But there is an extremely powerful way to change things for the better. Find out now from our video on how to improve relationships.